know they tell on you. Your mama just might not say that. All right, y'all. We give praise, esteem, and honor to Abba and Shamaim. In the name of Yahushua HaMashiach this day. Pick us up in John chapter 5, verse 39. Search the scriptures, for in them you think you have eternal life. And they are they which testify of me. And you will not come to me that you might have life. I receive not honor from men, but I know you, that you have not the love of Elohim in you. I come in my Abba's name, and you receive me not. And if another shall come in his own name, him you will receive. How can you believe which receive honor one from another, and not honor that come from Elohim only? Do not think that I will accuse you to Abba, because there's one that accused you, even Moses, in whom you trust. Had you believed Moses, you would have believed me, for he wrote of me. But if you believe not his writings, how should you believe my words? All esteem and praise to Abba and Shamaim in the name of Yahushua HaMashiach. Numbers 1 and 44. We're going to try to touch on two things this evening. One of the things we mentioned last night, because this chapter right here go along with that. And two, something that Mama Steph brought to my attention before I got here that I didn't even realize. Now, I think I mentioned y'all the other night, it seems that Passover and the week of unleavened bread has been overlapping quite a bit lately over the last few years. Now, of course, you know, if you read them Acts 12 and 4 real quick. And it's some of the things we just mentioned just now, because I don't care about, because there's certain people who not here physically, and I don't be wanting to, you know what I'm saying? I don't care nothing about putting stuff out there in the open, because we ain't got nothing to hide. Because what you gonna do? Not a goddamn thing. So it don't make no difference. You know what I'm saying? Most people can do is just run their game. Acts 12 and 4.
And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people. Peter therefore was kept in prison, but prayer was made without ceasing of the assembly unto Elohim's
verse 3.
And because he saw it pleased the Yahudim, he proceeded further to take Peter also. Then were the days of unleavened bread. And when he had apprehended him, he put him in prison and delivered him to 4 quaternions of soldiers to keep him, intending after Easter to bring him forth to the people.
Now, clearly, maybe that unleavened bread and Easter overlap during that time. It seems to be the case of what we're looking at right now. But he can read Numbers 144 and that. Shalom, Brother Marvin. And in that regard, shalom, nigga. I'm going to ask y'all a question, because I ain't even pay attention to it until Emma mentioned it.
We'll go with that.
Yep, Numbers 1 and 44. Man.
These are those that were numbered which Moses and Aaron numbered, and the princes of Yasharal being 12 men, each one was for the house of his fathers. So were all those that were numbered of the children of Yasharal by the house of their fathers, from 20 years old and upward, all that were able to go forth to war in Yasharal. Even all they that were numbered were 600,000 and 3,550, but the Levites after the tribe of their fathers were not numbered among them. For Yahuwah had spoken unto Moses, saying, Only you shall not number the tribe of Levi, neither take the sum of them among the children of Yasharal. But you shall appoint the Levites over the tabernacle of testimony, and over all the vessels thereof, and over all the things that belong to it.
Right.
They shall bear the tabernacle and all the vessels thereof. They shall minister unto it, and shall encamp round about the tabernacle.
Oh, that's good. So listen, what day of the feast are we on? Don't nobody see the third day. Yeah, this is the third day of unleavened bread. Remember, you got Passover is not the first day of unleavened bread. Passover is Passover. So Thursday night was Passover. Friday night was the first day of unleavened bread. Saturday night was the second day of unleavened bread. So then, Saturday, excuse me. So what that make today? Now, what's the significance of that? And then you see what day it happens to overlap with. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm mentioning this for a reason, right? Because I just got a notification talking about the Lord rose yesterday, not today. That's unfortunate. But nevertheless, when I went to think about that, man, because now Emma mentioned this something, I told her, like, you know, like the aspect of the clothes and the label being life over death. But why though? Because I said, you know, they be having arguments, right, about when the day starts. You know what I'm saying? Facts, Sean, facts. We get to that. And they always argue about a day starting in the daytime versus at nighttime. But I want you to go to Genesis 1:1, Sibo.
In the beginning, Elohim created Shamahim and the earth was without form and void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep.
Go ahead and give them without form, void, and darkness. Because when they be having them doggone arguments about when the day start, I told him I stay out of that. I say because we follow how the testimony roll. Because if the day started with the light, then it was life, then death, and then life again. And that's not what we see. Because life comes from death. And that's what people don't realize. Because Emma was running it together. Do y'all know the day when Noah's Ark rested? Y'all know that time period?
Yes.
When?
Tabernacle.
That was in the midst of Tabernacle. So I'll give you that.
18th day.
17th day
17th.
of the 7th month. And you know what happens? That would be, if you sit back and look at it, that would be the 3rd day of Tabernacles, or in the midst of that week, because Tabernacles start on the 15th day. So you got the 15th, 16th, 17th. And so you looking at that, what do you see with the flood?
So if this is only in April, so what's the actual date?
What, unleavened bread. See, there's two different. I ain't gonna say two different. Every culture has their own calendar. So the calendar that we use here is what's called a Roman Gregorian calendar. Now the Lord's calendar ain't got nothing to do with their calendar. So like he say, you know, the month of Abib, which would be what we would call April, or in the March, beginning of April, is what the first month of the year would be for us. So it's different. So usually, based on how we calculate the time, Passover unleavened bread is always going to be somewhere starting between April the 1st and April the 4th. Because in his calendar, it's 360 days versus the 364 you'll get from the Enoch calendar or the 365 from this calendar. Because it's basically 12 30-day months. You know what I'm saying? It's how his calendar is set up. So even when you look at the meaning of some of the months, it gives you an inkling to how his months is set. Because like September on God's calendar is the 7th month of the year. You know what I'm saying? And I think Septa literally means 7. You know what I'm saying? So, and then it scripturally, it's only 2 seasons, summer and winter.
9 months.
Well, it's 12 months in the year. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you get to December mean 10. You know what I'm saying? But they tell you the 12th month, but it's back. It means 10. Read him Genesis 8:22 so he can see it. It's only 2 seasons. Yeah, like fall and winter and spring is something that they interject in there, but we just talking about biblically. Like you don't have to be anal and run up on people. He don't know spring. You know what I'm saying? You got to do all that. But you just fundamentally know he doesn't quarter off his year. The first 6 months is summer. That's when you plant all your crops, get everything together. Then when tabernacles come, that's when you reaping your harvest to get you through the winter. You know what I'm saying? And then those laxest months are wintertime. But see, when you hear wintertime, it doesn't necessarily mean that they had a brutal winter like you might get in New York City. You know what I'm saying? But it's wintertime. Genesis 8:22.
While the earth remains, seed time and harvest.
You worked that Panda Express before?
Cold and heat, summer and winter, day and night shall not cease.
You heard that? Read it again. I'm sorry, I was messing up.
It say while the earth remains, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease.
There it is. So where you was at before? Give him the definitions of void, without form, and darkness. Yeah, he already read it, but he's giving you the definitions for without form, void, and darkness.
That is tohu, formlessness, confusion, unreality, emptiness, nothingness, empty space, a wasteland, wilderness, a place of chaos.
When you look at what he said, what effective in Ecclesiastes, what death is, it's a place of nothing. Like my dog say, his mama died, they brought her back. And then eventually, unfortunately, she passed after that. But he said he asked her what was it like, and she said it was nothing. She didn't feel nothing, she didn't see nothing, she didn't hear, it was just nothing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And void is bohu, that is emptiness, void or waste.
Go ahead. Then the last one.
And darkness is koshek, darkness, obscurity, a secret place.
Oh, the grave. So then when he said, let there be light, that's life coming from death. So now when you look at, now you sit back and you look at the beginning. Adam, made from the dust, he's death because he has no breath in him. Then he put life in him. Then he dies. So now you got Yahusha putting on flesh and life coming from death because read it for me. Romans 7:20. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. For about 0.3 seconds, I'm gonna be petty in a moment. About 0.3 seconds. I ain't gonna be petty for long. Just for a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna have to because based on what we finna discuss, I'm not gonna be able to avoid it.
What's the chapter again? Romans
7 and 20. He could make it 17 actually.
Now then it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwell in me.
Right.
For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwell no good thing.
Right.
For to will is present with me, but how to perform that which is good I find not.
Right.
For the good that I would, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. Now if I do that I would not, it is no more I that do it, but sin that dwell in me. I find then a law that when I would do good, evil is present with me.
Right.
For I delight in the law of Elohim after the inward man.
Mm-hmm.
But I see another law in my members, going against the law of my mind and bringing me into captivity to the law of sin, which is in my members.
See, that law of sin that's in your members obviously is referring to Genesis 23 and 22. You're going to die. You know what I'm saying? That's the law of your members. Your members are going to perish. He say your members, he's talking about your body. That's going to go away. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Go ahead.
O wretched man that I am,
who
shall deliver me from the body of this death?
And pause. That's what I want to do. He said, who will deliver me from the body of this death? Continue.
I thank Elohim through Yahushua HaMashiach, our Lord. So then with the mind, I myself serve the law of Elohim, but with the flesh, the law of sin.
So how does he serve the law of sin with his flesh? Because he dies. But this is what I'm referencing. Go to Galatians 4:1. Now, of course, we read the other night when it says, and you shall name him Yahusha, for he shall save his people from their sins. You know what I'm talking about? And this is the Lamb of Elohim, which take away the sins of the world. Well, how is he going to be the kinsman redeemer? He got to become flesh. So therefore, life has to come from death. And I ain't even just talking about his death and burial. I'm talking about the fact that he put on the nature of man, which is death. So life comes from that, which is effectively why you see this, as he done mentioned that, you want life over death, because that's what he did. Now life reigns over death when previously death reigned over life. Because no matter if you was alive, death reigned over you. And I think we can read that in Romans 5. You know what I'm saying? We'll go ahead with Galatians 4 though.
Now I say that the heir, as long as he is a child, defer nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all.
Right.
But is under tutors and governors until the time appointed of the Father.
Right.
Even so we, when we were children, were in bondage under the elements of the world.
Right.
But when the fullness of the time was come, Elohim sent forth his son, made of a woman.
Made of a what?
Made of a woman.
Now pause and go to Psalms 51. We got to do it. Psalms 51 and 3 to make it plain. And we'll get to the 2 Chronicles 31 and some of the stuff we were discussing before we cut the camera on. Because we got a goofy talking about we 501c3. You can't go on Sunbiz and find us, ho. Yeah, I'm talking to you, ho. Come on. And I said what I said. And you can make all the comments you want to make. Say what you want to say. I don't take it back.
For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against you only have I sinned.
Yeah, Psalm 51 and 3.
For I acknowledge my transgressions, and my sin is ever before me. Against you only have I sinned, and done this evil in your sight,
right,
that you might be justified when you speak,
right,
clear when you judge.
Right.
Behold, I was shapen in iniquity,
boom,
and in sin did my mother conceive me.
Now, this is what people use to say you were born in sin, but y'all already know what it means. But for those of you who don't know what it means, what these Hebrew words mean, read the verse again.
Say, behold, I was shapen in iniquity.
Stop. Now, give them shaping by definition. And we know what iniquity is. That is avon. And then he'll read you the definition of avon when he tell you that you shaping in iniquity. Because people tell you born in sin. Shalom, Sister Regina. And you think that means, oh, I'm just gonna be a sinner. That's not what this verse is communicating. Shaping.
That is kill, to twist, whirl, dance, ride, fear, tremble, to travail.
So you have fear or travail or anxiety of iniquity. Now, avon is the word for iniquity. He's going to read you the definition. And one of those definitions is the punishment for sin. And what is the punishment for sin? Well, he just said, who will deliver me from the body of this death? So you're shaping in the fear and anxiety of death. Go ahead. Give me that definition.
That is perversity, depravity, iniquity, guilt, or punishment of iniquity.
The punishment of iniquity. What is the punishment of iniquity? Death. Now, what's the next one?
Said, and in sin, my mother conceived me.
Now, give him sin. He said, now in sin, my mother conceived me. After that, we'll go read Romans 5 and 10 or 12, actually. And then we'll go read Hebrews 2 and 14. And then now you'll get the understanding of how life comes from death. And now how life reigns over death versus before Yahushua came, death reigned over life, which is why when we read Hosea 13 and 14, and he said, I will ransom you from the power of the grave. Because I'll buy you back from that.
That is this is sin or guilt.
What it do,
sin,
blood?
Or punishment for sin.
Punishment for sin. So you were conceived in the punishment for sin. What is the punishment for sin? It's death. Simple as that. It ain't no deeper than that. But see, when you tell people, oh, you born in sin, it makes an individual believe that they're born with a depraved mind that has to do X, Y, Z.
So
But
what made the child be born in sin?
oh, we got to read it.
Oh, okay.
Got to read it. What makes you born in sin is because you're born in his flesh, and his flesh dies. So when you look at that word kata, it means the punishment sin or the punishment for sin. And the punishment for sin, per Genesis 3 and 22, is dust you are, and dust you shall return. Because when Adam violated, that brought death in the world. So now everybody after that is conceived in sin because everybody dies. Whether you actually commit a sin coming out the womb or not, you still gonna die. Still gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't matter. So that's effectively what's communicated. But what is communicated amongst everybody else is a different understanding that makes you think you just gonna be this wicked, sinful person who can never stop sinning. You always gonna be evil. And in Hebrew, that's not what that verse is communicating. It's communicating the anxiety that one has of death and that you were born to die. See, if they use it in the framework of how we done heard niggas put it in songs, well, you know, you're born to die, you live to die, you be like, okay, I understand. Because that's effectively what they are saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm shaping in death. I was born into death, and I'm looking for your mercy. Go ahead. Romans 5 and 12.
Romans 5 and what?
12. You strong?
So wherefore is by one man sin entered into the world.
See that?
And death by sin.
And death by what?
And death by
Now
sin.
you see how that worked with that Hebrew? Death by sin. So I'm shaping in iniquity. I'm conceived in sin. Because death came in the world and death came by sin. Now listen what he about to say.
And so death passed upon all men, for all have sinned. For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. Nevertheless, death.
Hey! Y'all get one reprieve. You better look at your friends and get them together. You better talk to them with your eyes, though. I like how you did that. Go ahead.
Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's
That's the key point. None of us committed the transgression that Adam committed, yet the punishment that Adam got, we get.
Who was the figure of him that was to come. But not as the offense, so also is the free gift.
Right.
For through the offense of one, many be dead. Much
Boom. See that there? Through the offense of one, many be dead. So I'm shaping in iniquity, I'm conceived in sin, or I'm conceived in the punishment of sin. All of us are conceived in that punishment. Effectively, Paul is giving an insight into what that passage is talking about without saying, I'm talking about Psalm 51. But those who know the word would be able to pick up what he's putting down. Now, I'm going to tell you, son, my muffin ain't here, but she can tell you this here. When we first got in this word, well, when she first got in this word, I should say, because I was already in it. First thing I told her is, when you fresh in it, you should master Genesis to Malachi first. You have to build your foundation in that. That way, when you go to Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, and these epistle letters, it makes it easy to understand why what is happening, why Paul is writing what he's writing, because everything that Paul wrote in them letters, you can find it in the Old Testament. Everything that Yahushua, what Jesus did, you can find it in the Old Testament. Like, ain't nothing in there that can't be validated in the Old. And if you effectively, if you don't understand it, it doesn't mean that they wrong. It just means that you just gotta wait on God to let you know what the lick read. Now, how waiting on God to let you know what the lick read works in different fashions. He can show it to you yourself, or he can send somebody to show it to you themselves. Either way it goes. Sometimes you gotta, as the book say, blessed is the man that wait on Yahuwah. Sometimes you gotta sit down and be still and just wait on God. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to, like I think we read this the other day when we were talking about David then bringing up the ark, and they didn't do it after the due order, but they didn't do it after the due order because they was in a hurry. And sometimes you just gotta just chill out. You know what I'm saying? And let him do what he do. But that's the best way, like fun, at least especially with how we operate, that we dealing with the testimony of the Lord. So for you to know that, you have to build your foundation in Genesis and Malachi. And when you do that, and you build your faith and take up your stake daily, you'll begin to see that this book is probably one of the simplest things to understand that you've ever come across in your life. It's just the aspect of the level of faithful obedience has to be there. That's when the simplicity come out. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't see the simplicity in the text because faithful obedience isn't present. So since faithful obedience isn't present, then the simplicity of it, he's not going to let you see it. This is why Paul said, don't let anybody corrupt you from the simplicity that's in the Mashiach. The word is not complicated. Men complicate it. You know what I'm saying? But God himself, he ain't complicated. You know what I'm saying? Because people have agendas, doctrines they want to push, people they want to influence, things like that. Come on, Zero. Where you at with it?
Romans 5:17.
Run that for me.
No, 16.
Romans 5 and 16.
15.
Romans 5 and 15.
But not as the offense, so also the free gift. For through the offense of one many be dead. Much more the grace of Elohim and the gift by grace, which is by one man, Yahushua HaMashiach, have abounded unto many. And not as it was by one that sinned, so was the gift. For the judgment was by one to condemnation, but the free gift is of many offenses.
Now you see this here? This is life coming from death. But now he's referring to the free gift of life and righteousness that come from Yahushua, because life comes from death. So Adam brought death, so the second Adam bring life from death. That's the pattern. You can really see that pattern in the text over and over and over again. You can see that coming out of Egypt. Firstborn sons of the Egyptians died. Israel leave. Life come from death. Pharaoh's army wanted to try to kill Israel. He drowned their army. Life come from death. You know what I'm saying? Because how can you appreciate life if there was no darkness first? You can't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? See, Adam had life if he would have took from the tree of life. Contrary to, yes, sir. Contrary to popular belief, Adam wasn't made to live forever. Adam was made from the dust of the ground. I ain't never seen no dust that's immortal. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no dust that's immortal. They're not even immortal components. Adam wasn't ruach. He was literally flesh and blood. Blood coagulates, dries up, wastes away. Cells die, Flesh withers. So Adam wasn't made to live forever. But if he would have ate from that tree of life, he would have lived forever. But instead, he chose to eat from the law, so he died. Because like somebody asked, if God made evil and he made people homosexuals, what that mean? I'm like, you big dummy. You know what I'm saying? But I know people don't be knowing no better. Because the tree of knowledge of good and evil is the law. The law is the knowledge of good and evil. Paul lets you know I would have not known lust except the law said not covet. So if you wouldn't have known what these things were if there was no law to tell you that this was an improper desire, which is why he told Adam not to touch it. Because the righteous man don't have no need for the law. The law is for sinners. Adam wasn't a sinner. So what did he need a law for? He didn't. You know what I'm saying? And people don't realize that. When you born again of the word, you don't sin. So when people hear that and they be like, yeah, you born of the word, I don't need no law. They thinking that means you ain't got to keep the law. I don't need the law because I don't break it, because it's not for me. That's why he said he didn't come but to heal the sick and not the whole. What the whole need to hear me preach repentance for. They're already whole. They don't need what I'm talking about. But that don't click in people's brain because nobody wants to believe that anybody is whole. So they want everybody to believe that everyone is like them. A broken, malignant, toxic, just wicked, sinful, malicious, spiteful individual. And everybody not like that. Case in point. Y'all have mercy on us. So it was this dude I know. We were talking, man, and he was like, everybody got childhood trauma. I say, speak for yourself, blood. He was like, what you trying to say? Nah, but my mama loved me, cuz. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they know this because I said this plenty of times when my mama was still alive so she can hear. My mama ain't never do nothing to me. My daddy ain't never do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no memory where I can say, oh, they made me feel like this and I got this childhood trigger. Absolutely not. Well, my people love me, man. And just because your people didn't love you, I'm not finna go ahead and trauma bond with you about an experience I didn't have. You know, and you know why that need to be said? Because there's a lot of people who people ain't do nothing to them, and niggas should say that. So niggas know that's normal, my nigga. It is not normal for your people to do you dirty. That's not how that's supposed to be. And I'm not finna sit here and say my mama didn't love me, so you can feel better about the fact your mama ain't love you. Well, that's unfortunate, my nigga. My mama hugged and kissed me, nigga. Listen, my mama never cursed at me. My mama never emasculated me. My mama ain't never do none of that. I'm talking about my mama ain't never cursed at me for the 44 years we shared this earth. Not one time. I'm talking about, boy, I done been out of pocket, all that there. My mama ain't do all that. She let a nigga know he was wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's been time, boy, she beat the brakes off of it. You know what I'm talking about? My mama ain't never emasculated me though. Not one time. And I'm not gonna say she did. And nigga everybody got to speak for yourself, nigga. I said the only childhood trauma I got is we was poor, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? And death. Because of course death is gonna have an effect on you depending on who it is as a child. You know what I'm saying? Outside of that, nigga, hell no. You know what I'm saying? That's why, just listen. It was people, man, when they first came around here, they was like, man, why you hug them kids like that? And just that, there, and the third. I'm like, damn, nigga, your people ain't hug you, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was like, what you mean? I'm like, bruh, you show them love, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Listen, and I'll hug and do that there with the boys because we didn't talk about this here. Because once little boys hit a certain age, don't nobody hug them no more. Women always be wondering why this man want me to touch him, this, that, there, and the third, because ain't nobody touched this nigga since he was 12. You know what I'm saying? If you kept doing that, he wouldn't be a horn dog when he get older, because he really just desiring some female intimacy that's not sexual, but ain't nobody showed that to him. So he just like, well, shoot, sex good enough. And sex the way I'm gonna get it, then that's how I'm gonna get it. But also it shows that, you know what I'm talking about? Little boys that, hey, he can still get masculine love, and it don't make him weak because my daddy kissed me on the forehead or my daddy hugged me. You know what I'm saying? My daddy showed me love. So if he showed me love and I'm out of pocket or this, that, there, and the third, I know I can still come holler at him and he not gonna snap on me. He gonna help me iron this out and get it right. That's why I be telling you, don't be quick to snap on them cheering and do X, Y, Z. Because when they get older and they out of pocket or they done made a mistake or they in a situation, they gonna be too scared to come tell you because you gonna blow up. You know what I'm saying? I can check you and not blow up, because I need you to come holler at me if you in too deep so we can get you out that wall. You know what I'm saying? I need you to come holler at me. You know what I'm saying? I don't need you worrying about how much. What are you doing? I don't need you to do all. I don't want you to be worried about all that. You know daddy gonna tell you now come on now, son. Now you know that was stupid as hell. But guess y'all know what I tell you anytime y'all come to me about something, baby, that ship done sailed. So I'm not here to focus on this here because it's already happened. What can we do to make the best of it? Because ain't no sense of I told you so or this, that, then, or what that's gonna do. They ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But you know, black folks we not really socialized to look at it that way. We socialize to snap. You know what I'm saying? And my people ain't really snap like that. Like if we was out of pocket, they'd be like, whoa, wait a minute, what was you thinking? You know what I'm saying? But it wasn't, because remember this here, because Deacon Feelgood was like this here when what's his name was going through what she was going through, and he like, oh, you justifying her. I'm like, no, nigga. Just because I can understand why you making the decisions that you're making does not mean that I'm condoning your behavior. Because I can tell you I don't condone your behavior and then understand how you thinking to help you not make that decision again. Because that's how my people raised me, man. So then when you come of age, you can kind of interact with people like that. And some people can't understand that because, like I said, we're socialized to condemn. Instead of, I understand you. It was stupid. I'm going to tell y'all something, at least so you can hear it. Most of them are here before. I'm going to tell you the one thing my auntie, y'all have mercy on her soul, Chandra did this all the time. Anytime we made a bad decision, she would sit us down and say, help me understand why you thought that was a good decision. Like straight up. Talk to me and explain to me your thought process of how you got there. And then when we would explain that thought process, she would show us why it was a bad thought process. Man, if I call Naisha right now, man, she'll tell you straight up and down. She said, I would have rather they whoop us. You know what I'm saying? Because they gave lectures. My cousin would tell you, she said, I would rather have a whoop. But now that we older, when we got older, she understood they were actually doing what a parent is supposed to do. They were instructing. Because when you look at the definition of chastisement, at least in Hebrew, it means to teach. So really correction is about teaching, not about whooping, not about screaming and hollering, but actually having the forethought with and the patience to teach. And that's what most people don't have. They don't have the patience to sit down and teach this child. And if you tell them something, you expect them to pick it up. Hey, go ahead, grandma, hit that garage. I seen you talking. Hit that garage. Now, see, she had to be made an example of. So y'all know that I'm not playing. Man, we'll give her 5 minutes. She come on back. So she finna cry now in a minute. You know what I'm saying? But that's where that comes from. We don't teach. When you actually look at what Yahuwah do, and you'll see that over time, when they was out of pocket, he taught them. You know what I'm saying? And I done said this before, like when you're dealing with children, you just don't tell them not to do something. When you look in the law, Yahuwah just didn't tell you not to do something. He gave you the understanding why you shouldn't do it. See, a lot of times we just tell children, don't do this. But without understanding why they shouldn't do it, they actually become intrigued. Now I want to know why you're not. My sister ain't here, but I mentioned the other day, man. When I was selling dope, man, and Muffin got to middle school, I said, bump it. I called in the living room, pulled out my bag, and said, this is crack, this is cocaine, this is weed. You know what I'm saying? This is what it looked like. Because I knowing that now you in a point in your life where you may be introduced to people who on that type of time. See, I'm not living in no fantasy world like these other children around her may not be on this type of time, and she don't know nothing about this, and she naive, and she don't know, and that's how you end up on crack. That's how you end up on Molly. Because you're hanging with people, and you don't really know what's in front of you. You know what I'm talking about? Because you don't want to tell them. You know what I'm saying? It's the same way. You're going to have to get over your uncomfortability about it, and you're going to have to explain to them what conjugals are and why they shouldn't participate in conjugals. Because they're going to be around people who participate in conjugals, who are going to be having conversations with them about conjugals. And the reason you don't want to do it because it make you uncomfortable. But your level of uncomfortability leads to their naivety, which could cause them to be exploited. Because you don't want to be uncomfortable. Well, shoot, should have kept your legs closed in and not had no churn. Because that come with it. And you know why? Because a lot of y'all did a lot of things because ain't nobody tell you nothing. And I ain't talking about that. Just use you some birth control, baby. This, that, then the third, the simplistic, goofy stuff that nigga be telling the nigga. Ain't nobody look you in the face and say, nah, not just you shouldn't do it. Hey, baby, this is why, because this is what happens when you do this. And these are the emotions that come out of that. And this is the mental and emotional attachment that come out of that. And woo, woo, woo. Besides just talking about it's a sin against God, don't keep it simple. Don't. That's why I done told you before. Don't be scared to tell your children you was out here tooting it in there. Go on and keep it a bean with them. Because you don't want them to know you was around here tooting and booting. Don't tell them the truth. You don't want to know you was out here slinging wee ever. Tell them the truth. Because the only way if you made mistakes that you know can save your turn, I done went through this so you didn't have to. Why you ain't going to tell it to them? Because you don't want them to look at you crazy. But you wasn't looking crazy when you were doing it. You had all the fun. Felt good to you. You enjoyed it.
All right.
You gotta tell them the truth. You know what I'm saying? If you was old, tell them you was old. Straight up. Okay. Then when your daughter holding, you gonna be sitting here looking crazy. And guess whose fault it's gonna be? Yours. Because you could have saved it. But you weren't. Yeah, but you weren't about your image. You know what I'm saying? You think, listen. I'll be so far removed from selling crack, I still tell my son, boy, you know, your daddy used to sell dope. Your daddy been to prison, boy. Now, I need you to understand, boy, that's not nowhere you want to be. And I done went through this and did this, so you don't have to go there. Don't you be no goofy and go out here because you think it's cool and commit crimes with these dumb niggas, man. You ain't, that's not your life. That's not your life. That's a fact. You ain't made peace with your past. That's why you can't say nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? You got this goofy hole on here talking about, oh, you left prison and messed with young girl. Look here, man. There ain't nobody out here having sex with nobody, ho. You know what I'm saying? What you did? You called dick and got nothing.
All right.
Not a hamburger, not a dollar, not a wedding or nothing. See this nigga don't know me. Let me tell you something. I told you the other day. Well, I live by pimp principles to the fullest. And one thing about pimp principles, man, you don't be ruled by vagina. We ain't chasing no vagina. Give me some money.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about? And if you ain't gonna give me no money, get away from me. But all jokes aside, when you really be on the word, man, you have certain type of women, they want you to have conjugals with them because they want to be able to see you fall. That's why I was telling you, man, when Boss Mac was talking about the correlation between the pimp and the preacher, meaning that's their downfall when they have sex with the women. You know what I'm saying? See, a pimp's downfall is always going to win if he has sex with the women. See, ain't a slew-footed hoe walking America gonna be able to tell you I ran up in her since I've been in this world other than my wife.
All right.
Ain't a funky dog back hoe walking. And I mean that from the depths of my soul. Because I say that because if you say a hoe, you're lying. I ain't been up in you. You know what I'm saying? And my member ain't been in your mouth, so you're lying, hoe.
All right.
You know what I'm talking about? Nah. Nigga be lying. Look here, right? Because I'm talking to you, Sharon. Maggie hoe. You know what I'm talking about? So you know. So ain't no confusion. No, because I'm be honest with you, right? And he know this here because some done like this 10 years ago. See, nigga be selling out. And I be letting that junk slide. Niggas be impugning my character. I don't be liking that junk. See, it's a nigga I was cool with, and this nigga like you keep young niggas around him so you can exploit him. And I cut that nigga off. You know what I'm saying? I don't fool with you no more, my nigga, because you impinging and you impugning my character, and I don't appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? Don't size me like no sucker. You know what I'm talking about? And be man enough to look me in my eyes and smell my cologne when you say it. Don't say it from a safe place where I can't hear it. And don't get on the internet repeating something the nigga told you when you don't even know. I don't appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, I've been in the word 17 years, man. I only been with one woman in that 17 years. That's that woman enough. You know what I'm talking about? And look at, I done told you before. I was with my homeboy, brought me around this chick, then he slide and she get butt naked. We out here in Fort Caroline apartment. I said, baby, you go ahead, put your clothes on. It wasn't nobody around. And the only way you get nobody, because I'm telling it to you. But it wasn't nobody around. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, a girl I used to fool when we were younger. I'm at her house. She's like, what can I do to make you want to have sex with me? I say, fear God. That's what you can do. You know what I'm saying? And my homeboy came at me like, oh, you trying to be too perfect. Because he mad. Why you mad at me? Because I don't want to hit her. You mad with me. Like I said something to you. I ain't even say nothing to you. You know what I'm saying? This like 2009, 2010. I'm talking about, and this chick was on my team when we were young, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's still my nigga to this day. But I'm not finna lay with you, baby. You know why? I've been sitting here talking to you about the word. Now, what I look like busting up your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Now you turn around and you take another chick, the chick who got arrested with me on the case I went to prison for. She thought she was unattractive because I wouldn't hit her. And I had a conversation with her, and I said, nah, I ain't gonna mention her name. I'm like, hey, now I done been over here. We sit through here and go through this word every day. I said, now if I would turn around and have sex with you, how would you look at me? Crazy. So why you mad that I ain't gonna do it then? I don't know. You ain't got no good sense then. You know what I'm saying? But it's the aspect of, I like you. My thought process is going out of my brain because the only thing I can equate to a man liking me is his desire to want to lay with me. So if he doesn't want to lay with me, now I'm looking at myself and believing that I must be unattractive and disgusting to him. Now she's not understanding that ain't got nothing to do with it. This is the line, and we can't cross that line, irregardless if somebody knows or not. Because I'm knowing if I did participate in conjugal with you, I would just need to go ahead and marry you. But I don't even know if you on the word that strong. So why would I even want to do that? You know what I'm saying? But I just say that because it's just, you know, that little tickle in your pickle, man. Once that pleasure gone, now you got to live with the shame of what you done did. For somebody you ain't even really, may have not even really want it like that. Yeah, man. Yeah, then got the game twisted, man. You know what I'm talking about? Because one thing about me, we just like who like us. I don't holler at women. And I don't chase women. We just like who like us. You like me, well, I like you too then. You know what I'm saying? And we can make something happen. We might bump heads and this, that, there, and the third, but we gonna roll till you don't want to roll no more. You know what I'm saying? I know I get on my old lady nerves. She get all right. She be all right. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, man. Everybody in here, shoot. Every man in here should know shooting. You should know shooting. I'll probably get on my old lady nerves. She be all right, though. You know what I'm saying? That's just what happens. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. She get on my nerves. I just go play solitaire. But see, the issue is not that they get on your nerves. It's, do you still love each other even though y'all get on each other's nerves? Because if you expecting y'all not going to get on each other's nerves, then shoot, you ain't living in reality. No, man, niggas be wildin', man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants you to be who they are. There's a lot of dudes use the word to get vagina. I don't need to use no word to get no vagina, man. I'm going to use the image of my father. You know what I'm talking about? Meaning I'm talking about Anthony Rogers. I'm going to use the genetics he gave me to get some vagina. I ain't going to use the word. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. I never understood that one. Using God to get some millions? That's crazy. Tenfold, my bad. I got it. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's all I know. But people do it. No, I say this here because you see this now, right? And I'm just mentioning here we keep on rolling, right? Fundamentally, everybody that's a part of this congregation is married. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of single people. You know what I'm saying? Especially on people who not married. You know, Barry's not married. Jess not married. Nika's not married. Yeah, Hollaby ain't married. And Leah's not married. You know what I'm saying? Because I done had people like, hey, we ain't doing no marrying off around here. I ain't got nobody to marry you to. Then on top of that, I don't marry people off anyway. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, you see somebody and you like them, y'all grown. You know what I'm talking about? Shoot, you better go have. The reason I say that because people be wanting you to facilitate certain stuff, bro. Ain't nobody in here no virgin. I'm not doing no court, no chaperoning for people who done participated in conjugals. Y'all grown. Y'all know what you ain't supposed to do. You know if you do certain things, what you should do. You grown. You want to be around here, be like, here, I should match make. Somebody should come ask you for her hand. And she done had sex before? Did the last 5 niggas ask for it? That's something we do with them. You know what I'm saying? We do that with them. You know what I'm saying? When the time comes and they get chaperoned and we facilitate that with them because they still pure in that regard. Y'all niggas business out. Man and woman. Ain't going through all that. And some of you niggas, men and women coming in here, you got churn already. And you like this here, you need to ask for my hand. This is a bad deal for me. I think I'm gonna back out. So you want this woman to, he got 3 kids already from 3 different women. She ain't got none. And you want her to be like, you know what, 4th baby mama don't sound too bad. You think I'm finna tell somebody to do that? Nah, baby, go ahead and be his 4th baby mama. You know, he's strong. Yeah, you is. But I just be, you know, fundamentally, baby, I don't know if you want to sign up for that. 4th baby mama is crazy. 4 of anything is crazy. The 4th one? That's low self-esteem, cuz. That's low self-esteem. That's man or woman. I don't care. It ain't no. That's low self-esteem. But come on, man. Because they don't know me, boy. Because I'm from Zone 3. You know what I'm talking about? I'm from Duval County. You already know, boy, we going to roast the hell out your other. You know what I'm talking about? And be as disrespectful as possible. You know what I'm talking about? They don't be knowing, man. They be thinking we on some other stuff down here, man, until they get down here. Go ahead. Yeah, Hebrews 2 and 13.
Hebrews 2 and 13.
Listen, because you all know, boy, back 2015, 16, boy, it took every bit of the power of God in me to remain professional during that time period, boy. I wanted to be a whole unadulterated nigga, man. 2. That's one of them instances right there. That's when you know the word real, boy. Because I wanted to go tell that nigga something to his face. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, it's been plenty of times I want to tell this raggedy whole son. He's like, don't do it. Today he said, you can go ahead. The most days he's like, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't say it. That's why you done call me sometimes. Like, I ain't gonna be paid. Don't you say that? Yeah, man. Because people think they can just say anything. You just can't say anything, nigga. Come on, man.
And again, I will put my trust in him. And again, behold, I am the children which Elohim have given me. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself likewise took part of the same, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil.
That's life over death. That's life coming from death. You feel what I'm saying? Daniel 9:27. But also, you know, praise be to Yahuwah, because, you know, and, you know, I just told our brother that sometimes when that stuff happened, then you have to pause and remember, you have to count it all joy. When they speak evil of you, falsely. Read that for him. Say, bump that junk. You get Daniel 9:27 and say, read that for him. Luke 6, right? Verse 20. Because it comes with the territory, you did. Because people gonna spray you, say all type of things about you. Nigga be mad. You know what I'm saying? You don't go along with some goofy junk. Nigga want to talk about you. Nigga want to be the preacher man. He want to talk about it. Nigga, you around here lying, eating booty. You want to come up and preach in front of people. Only thing we gonna smell is chocolate cake. You know what I'm talking about? You around here flossing your teeth with toilet paper. Nasty mom nigga. Oh, yeah.
And he lifted up his eyes on his disciples and said, Baruch be you poor, for yours is the Malkuth of Elohim. Baruch are you that hunger now, for you shall be filled.
Right.
Baruch are you that weep now, for you shall laugh.
Right.
Baruch are you when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company.
Listen, he said you blessed when men hate you and separate thee, Luke 6 or what, 22? Mm-hmm. Separate you from their company. Tell them what separate from the company means.
Separate is aphorizo, to mark off from others by boundaries, to limit, to separate. To separate.
Listen, there'll come a time where people will hate you and want to separate themselves from you, strictly for the name of Yahushua. And you got to be cool with that. That same young woman I told you, she was like, you know, I don't understand why you won't want to lay with me out one day, because we was out there in, damn, what's the name of the apartment, man? You know the apartment's off King Road, man. The name escaping me right. No. Yeah. So she was staying in Flag Street. So we out there in Flag Street. You know what I'm saying? Moving word. I tell you, I could be everywhere. I'm going in the project. I'm going wherever. You know what I'm saying? If I know you and that's where you at, that's where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? We used to be on Avenue B with it. I'm going wherever. Listen, I am from Duval County. That means that I am not going to feel uncomfortable going in any neighborhood area in this city if I'm coming with this word and you stay out. I told you what, this is cool. This is great. I love this. You know, praise Yahuwah. Or I would much rather be like if all us lived in the hood and we going from house to house. Like literally. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what we used to do. Like if we was out here and it's like this, because that's what they did. That's what the apostles were doing. They was in the communities of these people. That's why he said, hey, man, if somebody tell you in their house and they said food from you, eat it. And don't be going from house to house being greedy. You know what I'm saying? I was in Justina pumping word every day with them boys, man, while they were selling dope. That's why I was telling you, my little dog that JSO killed, you be sitting out there with him, man. Breaking bread with word with him, all them boys, every day. Man, this is a true story, man. Peace, East, man. This is a true story. I thought I told you this before. This is a true story. Because around that time, I ain't had nowhere to lay my head at, literally. So the 4 days I worked, I would sleep at the ale house where I worked at. I had money for the 3 days for a hotel. So boom, I'm out there preaching right in front on the Green Mile in Justina, right in front of the store. Dude walk up to me. He said, man, when the next time you going to sleep? Because he could tell I was tired. I think it might have been Wednesday. I'm like, shoot, Friday. He was like, come on. I never talked to this man. Never seen this man. All he knew is he heard me out there every day. He said, man, go lay down, get you some rest. Man, woke up, man, had a whole spread for me. This is when the stuff, like when this happened, like this is letting me know, like, hey, boy, this word dead serious, because literally what he said would occur, occurred. I ain't making this up. You know what I'm talking about? I was in Justina every day. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere I went. And we was all over the place with it. You know what I'm talking about? And then when me and Nell lived out there in Vizcaya, over there off University, around my way, that's what we were doing. When I was in Sundance, that's what we were doing. When I was in Gregory Cove, that's what we were doing. We're going from house to house. We're going to hit you off, and we gone. Then we might come back around, check on you, see how you doing. You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. Because I don't mind going outside, being around my people. I ain't got no concerns, worries, or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because where we at right now, that's not something that tangibly I seen in my brain, because I don't think that far ahead when it comes to stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? It's just more so. When we started, it was just me, Muffin, and Nell. So it's more so we already, doing word like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? I ain't thinking about, it's going to be people and this, that, there, and the third. I ain't thinking that far ahead. You know what I'm saying? But now once you get to a certain point, you have to be cognizant of that. Just like y'all know when like, okay, that YouTube used to didn't work. I'd be like, man, bump that junk, catch me in person. But now it's too many people on there looking the cop. I can't be like bump that YouTube. You know what I'm saying? See, some goofy people think you're doing this for clout. That's what the stupid nigga said. Clout from who, ho? You know what I'm saying? That's dumb. You can't preach what we preaching and get no clout. Somebody want to hear this? We do this to save souls. What you do it for? You don't do nothing. Come on, man. Now every now and then, sometimes he say don't answer a fool according to his folly, like you be a fool with it. And sometimes he say answer a fool according to his folly, lest they be wise in their own conceits. You got to have wisdom to know the difference.
Go ahead. Say Baruch, Luke 6:22. Say, Baruch are you when men shall hate you, and when they shall separate you from their company, and shall reproach you and cast out your name as evil for the Son of Man's sake. For the Son of Man's sake. He say, what he told you to do? Rejoice. And that day, and leap for joy. For behold, your reward is great in Shamayim, for in the like manner that their fathers unto the prophets. So you have to remember that when people casting your name as evil and they separate themselves from you and they want to fool with you, he say, rejoice, because your name written in heaven, because all the prophets and righteous men before you, they did them like that too. It come with the territory. See, people come in this and you expecting everybody to love you. But I remember, man, prayerfully, bro, still alive, man. I remember Ray Marley, my homeboy, I went to school with him. He graduated before me, though. You know what I'm saying? But he was already in the street. I remember it was me, Fat Boy, and Booby, man. We out there in Whispering Palm. And I never forget, because Fat Boy still remember, too. He was like, yeah, boy. None of us were hustling then. This is like 1999. He like, yeah, boy. When you get off in these streets, boy, you go to get some money. I say, boy, niggas tame. You know what I'm saying? Because when you ain't in the street, you might have an inkling of that, but you ain't in it, so you ain't experienced it. You know what I'm talking about? But he was like, yeah, boy. Niggas go to hating on you. This, that, there, and the third. Then when you get in it, you see it. Because a nigga hates you for what he think you got. See, you looking weird because you don't know. Shalom, Cicero. Niggas will come rob you for what they think you got. You may not even have that. It might be dudes going around talking about, well, he got bricks. Well, nigga got 3 ounces. You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. There's no ain't lying. I'm talking about dudes will put all type of money and work on you you ain't never seen. You know what I'm saying? Whole time, now this man angry because he feel like you owe him. Now he want to come do something to you. Now he talking bad about you to everybody. Listen, I told you this before. You went and got grandma out of there? Where, you went and got her out of there? Listen, I told y'all this, right? In that book, Niggas and Guys, Volume 2, he broke this down. This is why I understood this once Ray Marley explained it. He said, before you can be killed, you have to be made killable. So your character has to be assassinated. That way, when you are killed, nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? So this is why they make the attack on the black man by assassinating your character. You're a whoremonger. You don't take care of your kids. You're a degenerate. You're a criminal. You unintelligent. You this, you that. So when the police kill you, well, nobody cares. Because you already killed in the mindsets of millions of people. So they don't have any sympathy for you. They don't have any empathy for you. They just see you as somebody who should die. So when you turn around and you look at that text and you look at what they did to Yahusha, before they went and grabbed him, they were out there assassinating his character. That's why he say, if you hated me first, if you hate me, you hated my father first, because you hate me without a cause, because I ain't do nothing to you. Somebody saying something you don't like is not hating them for a cause. They ain't did nothing to you. That's how you know niggas ain't never been through nothing, man. It's a difference somebody saying something you don't like and the nigga doing something to you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people saying stuff I ain't like. You know what? I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't like it, ain't but one or two things you gonna do. Check him or fight him. You know what I'm saying? And you think I'm finna do all that because I don't like what you said? You remember what that nigga said on Snowfall. I ain't watched the episode. I just seen the clip.
Cause look like how a nigga talk.
You know what I'm saying? But that was a real junkie told him. You almost tore everything down because you ain't like how a nigga talk to you. You finna throw away millions of dollars over a conversation? You got to be the dumbest nigga in captivity. And guess what? I did big with niggas who threw their life away because they ain't like what a nigga said to them. You know what I'm saying? Threw their life away. Listen, we can ride by graveyards all through this city of niggas who dead because they ain't like what a nigga said to them. And he said something back and that nigga shot him. Or came back later and shot him over words. And that's when you begin to learn that, you know what I'm talking about? That words, you giving them words power. Them words don't got nobody words ain't got no power. The words have power when you give them power by internalizing whatever they said. That's why I say the words of the king have power, because if you internalize the word of God, it gives you the mastery, and that's where the power is. But you notice some people hear the word and they don't get no power because they didn't internalize the word. So when people say negative things about you or to you and this, that, there, and the third, and you internalize that, that's when their words have power. Their words ain't have no power because they said them. If somebody walked in and say, you ugly, them words only gonna have power. Am I ugly? Maybe I am. Now them words have power. If you be like, shoot your mammy ugly hoe, then they ain't got no power. You know what I'm talking about? But the only way that them words don't have power is when you're self-assured of knowing who you are. When you know who you are, it don't matter what nobody say about you. Now, see, I was being petty on purpose because I felt like it. I don't give a damn what this whole say. That joint don't make me feel no way about myself. You know why? Because I don't know her. And she don't know me. You know what I'm saying? You going about what a mad nigga said to you and gave you incomplete information, and you going against God because you going off the testimony of one witness. You can't establish that, dummy. But see, they get mad when you rebuking the gate like that. Remember, he told you in Amos, they hate him that rebuking the gate. Listen, man, you're going to go through this life, people going to have all manner of things to say about you. And the minute you allow them to affect you, then you're no longer yourself. I've told you many times before, you need to know who you are in your God and then know who you are as an individual. No matter what a nigga say. When you know who you are in Yahuwah and you know who you are as a man or as a woman, what somebody say about you don't matter. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, we know that the book say death and life is in the power of the tongue. And the reality of what that means is your words have the ability to build a heart and your words have the ability to destroy. And it's on you what ability you choose to use. So I don't have a desire to choose words to destroy. I didn't have a desire to choose words to destroy before I got in the word. You know what I'm saying? Simply because I wasn't taught that way. You know what I'm saying? Why destroy when you could heal? Why destroy when you could build? You only destroy if you're seeking to rebuild something that you destroyed, which is why he tell you repent, make a new heart and a new spirit. That's why edification means to build up. So that means we're going to tear down the body of flesh, the body of sin, to build up the image of God. That's the only time you need to destroy, because I'm planning to rebuild right in the same place where it was built at. But this means this is a controlled demolition, if you would. You know what I'm saying? Not just recklessly just tearing something up. You know what I'm saying? We controlling, tearing down this structure because we plan on building a new stadium here, a new high rise here. And we got to build it on a new foundation. That foundation being Yahushua HaMashiach. And then you go from there. And the only thing we're doing is tearing down ideologies and desires, not the individual person. An individual who seeks to destroy you, that's of the devil, because he told you the devil seek to kill and to destroy. And he say, you don't know what man or spirit you are. We don't come to destroy men's lives, but to save them. You know what I'm saying? But people don't want to hear that, because they ain't saving nobody. They ain't even saving no food to eat for tomorrow. They eat it all in one day. Look at you, hungry. Don't make no common sense. Come on, Sibo. I ain't even gonna get to 2 Chronicles 31 tonight. I ain't gonna lie to you.
We don't lose.
Yeah, Daniel 9:27. I'm trying to, you about done? No, I be trying to get y'all some time. It's 9 o'clock, so we ain't too late. Daniel 9:27.
And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week, and in the midst of the week he shall cause the sacrifice and the oblation to cease, and for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate.
Would this be the third day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread? Because I did want to talk about the wave offering and the sheaf offering when it comes to that, because that's when you wave it in the midst of the week. You know what I'm saying? In the midst of this feast is when you make that wave offering, which is when he come out the grave, he that wave offering. But also he's give him confirmed by definition. He confirmed. See, people think confirming the covenant in the midst of the week. See, he was crucified on the Wednesday and raised on the Sabbath. He was a simpleton. The only reason why you're doing that is because you want to battle with the Christian about Good Friday to Sunday. But they don't understand confirming the covenant with many in the midst of the week is referring to unleavened bread, because how long is unleavened bread for? A week. And when did he say, I be in the grave for what? 3 days and 3 nights. And if the midst of unleavened bread is the third day of the week, that means he confirmed. Hold on, Steve. I want to ask you plainly, succinctly, and clearly, how will we be able to show how Yahushua confirmed the covenant in the midst of the week? Did anybody have any verses they would like to add to do that?
Hosea chapter 6.
Okay, he mentioned Hosea 6:1. Now, we read it Daniel 9. I'm talking about springing out of Daniel 9. So he mentioned Hosea 6:1. Let's see. It's not really going to bring the point that I'm showing. It's really a stackable on top of Daniel 9:27. Because you don't have to go on the Gospels for it. But it's an add-on, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're going to have to go out the Gospels. Hold on, Cindy didn't read the definition to confirm. That'll probably help. My bad.
That is Gabar, to prevail, to have strength, to be strong, to be powerful, to be mighty. To
listen,
confirm.
so he prevails or confirms the covenant in the midst of the week. So the aspect you're looking at is prevail, or he got the victory. So that means you would have to see when is the covenant established for it to prevail. And then you see how he confirmed it. You did? Give him Hosea 6:1, because Hosea 6:1 is a good add-on.
Come and let us return unto Yahuwah, for he hath torn and he will heal us. He hath smitten, he will bind us up. After 2 days will he revive us, and the third day he will raise us up, and we shall live in his sight.
We'll live in his sight. So this is what it is. It's real simple too. This will be something you'll overthink it real quick. Matthew 26:25. Madeline, sit down. Sit on down. See, man, like I'm saying, like some people, man, they don't take this seriously. I do. And I'm gonna be honest with you, like I've been and told y'all this, and y'all know this, because I ain't gonna be alive forever. And one thing about it, people gonna come and go. You know what I'm saying? That's just the nature of the business. Some people gonna have love for you, and some people gonna say you the most horrible, evil, wretched, abusive, manipulative person that ever walked the earth. I told you before, man, you always gonna be a villain in somebody's story. So you can't even get caught up with that. You know what I'm saying? You just got to keep on pushing, make it do what it do. Because at the end of the day, Yahushua was a villain in them people's story, and he didn't do nothing to the people. You know what I'm saying? He didn't do nothing to them people. They just didn't like what he said. Matter of fact, they just didn't like the fact that people listened to them. Because you know that niggas in the past who had an issue, they was mad because nobody listened to them. And they felt like I'm telling people not to listen to them. I ain't telling nobody not to listen to you, nigga. They just don't want to listen to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, how you mad at me because somebody don't want to listen to you? But you know, I'm not trying to be funny, right? But in all seriousness, in some people's brain, they can't compute that nobody don't want to listen to them. They have to believe that it's an outside source. Oh, if it wasn't for him, they would listen. If it wasn't for her, they would listen. If it wasn't for this, they would listen. Nigga don't listen because they can see you. And what I mean by that is they see your character. They see how you move. They see the things that you do. You know what I'm saying? Then sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And you notice if you've been outside, and when I say been outside, I ain't talking about necessarily doing anything illicit. Sometimes, man, if an authentic thing is it there and something else ain't there, that's it, Brother Nate. People see the difference between the two and they don't want it. And they don't want it. Like, yeah, I'm good on that. And that'd be hard for some people to swallow. Oh, man. Brother Nate put Luke 22 and 20, Silvo, so we can use that one. But you can make it 15. Luke 22 and 15. Oh, what y'all? Luke 22 and 15. I really got 20 more minutes, but I ain't gonna max it out.
And he said unto them, with desire, I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer.
That's right.
For I say unto you, I will not any more eat thereof until it be fulfilled in the kingdom of Elohim.
That's right.
And he took the cup and gave thanks and said, take this and divide it among yourselves. For I say unto you, I will not drink of the fruit of the vine until the kingdom of Elohim shall come. And he took bread and gave thanks and brake it and gave unto them, saying, this is my body, which is given for you. This do in remembrance of me.
What else?
Likewise, also the cup after supper, saying, this cup is the New Testament in my blood, which is shed for you.
So when that blood is shed, he said, remember, a testament is of no effect while the testator lives. But the covenant is confirmed in the midst of the week, or it was given strength when he rose from the dead. Once he rise from the dead, the covenant is of strength. That's why he say the sacrifice and oblation cease. Ain't no need for no more sacrifice. Hebrews 9 and 4. You want to send the children in the garage to eat?
Yeah, he got 10 days in the garage.
Which had the golden censer and the Ark of the Covenant overlaid round about with gold, wherein was the golden pot that had manna and Aaron's rod that budded in the tables of the covenant.
My bad. It's 10 and 4. My bad.
It's 10 and 4. For it is not possible that the blood of bulls and of goats should take away.
Hey, put that boy down, man.
Said, wherefore, when he come into the world, he said, sacrifice and
choke the boy
offering
up.
You would not, but a body have you prepared me, and burnt offerings and sacrifices for sin you have had no pleasure.
That's right.
Then said I, lo, I come in the volume of the book.
It is written of me
to do your will, O Elohim. Above, when he said, sacrifice and offering, and burnt offerings and offerings for sin you would not, neither have pleasure therein, which are offered by the law.
Right.
Then said he, lo, I come to do your will, O Elohim. He take away the first, that he may establish the second.
What else?
By the which will we are sanctified through the offering of the body of Yahushua HaMashiach once. And every priest stand daily ministering and offering oftentimes the same sacrifices, which can never take away sins.
Never.
But this man, after he had offered one sacrifice for sins forever, sat down on the right hand of Elohim. From henceforth expecting till his enemies be made his footstool. For by one offering he had perfected forever them that are sanctified.
See, that's how now the covenant got power. When he raised from the dead, the covenant got power. What else?
So whereof the Ruach HaKadosh also is witness to us, for after that he had said before, this is the covenant that I'll make with them after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their hearts, and in their minds will I write them, and their sins and iniquities will I remember no more.
That's right.
Now a remission of these is, there's no more offering for sin. Having therefore...
Because if the sacrifice and oblation cease, then there's no more offering for sin. Why? Because the new covenant has power now. Now your sins shall be remembered no more, and now my law will be in your heart, and you will do it. Go ahead.
So having therefore, brethren, boldness to enter into the Kadash by the blood of Yahushua, by a new and living way, which he have consecrated for us.
I say this because it's ironic that the third day unleavened bread overlaps with Easter. Because, you know, in the Christian church, when y'all went to hear Easter services, what was in general, from what y'all can remember, was the main component that they focused on? No, I'm talking about as forth as the teaching. That's all they focused on was the resurrection. No, I'm asking because I don't know. Now, the reason why I asked y'all this because I assumed that would be the case. And I say that because, but we did end up not really getting the fine points of understanding of what that resurrection represents and the things that come with it. So the only thing is, you know, when everybody getting dressed up in pastels You know what I'm saying? And he's risen. But you don't know why he's risen, what he risen for, what that brought about. You don't have any understanding on him rising. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They can't even tell you in the text where he rose.
But that's what I always threw it off, because they always do the Good Friday thing. That's what always threw me off. That always threw me off.
Right.
Once you say Good Friday, then you say he was in the grave 3 days. It's like how you get Sunday. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And like you say, that's part of understanding the real reason he died. Once you understand he had to be in the grave 3 days. Why?
And why?
All that. Now it make it that much more significant to teach it right.
Absolutely. Because like I said, that read Jeremiah 31 and 31. Now that covenant got power. He said Easter, also called Resurrection Sunday, fell on the first Sunday. It was a communion day. See, and that's even crazier. Because she mentioning if Easter fall on Sunday, you doing communion. You ain't supposed to be doing no communion on no first Sunday every month. Now, truthfully, let me say this. Let me be fair. You can do communion every day if you want to. You know what I'm saying? Effectively. You can do it every day if you want to. As far as traditionally, what them people did then, they only did that on Passover. Reason being is because they didn't sacrifice a Passover lamb every day either. You know what I'm saying? They did that in remembrance of coming out of Egypt. So that's why he says, often as you do this in remembrance of me. You doing that is in remembrance of being set free. Because if you do that all the time, you showing his death till he comes. And if you out of pocket, you damning yourself. Everybody there.
Extra pie, extra body. Niggas that come to church
Just for that.
Pay for the money and take it. And then they.
I won't see you till the first of next month. Listen, but that's what brothers. Listen, hey, y'all be quiet, because I don't know what y'all got going on. Listen, and that's the point that Boss Mac was talking about, where you see the similarities with the pimp and the preacher. The pimp absorbs the energy of his women, and then they come through and they drop the money off. The preacher absolves the people by washing them with the word, absorbing the energy of whatever they got going on. And just like he said, they come through on the first of that month, drop that money off.
No, that was the point.
Yeah.
So that's the time you definitely gonna be there on the first day. That would be a full house.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
But to that point,
Dropping it off.
It's the trauma of what you subject.
Right.
You subjecting the women to a certain amount of trauma because of what you got to do.
Right.
The same with the preacher. By teaching them bad words.
Yeah, you subjecting them
to the trauma of the flesh.
Hey, garage, go. Now, everybody, just go. Just go.
They paying that
Just go.
grievance for what you were exposed to because you traumatizing them to a cycle of sin.
Nothing. Go with your mom. Go with your mom. Because I'm almost done. Y'all can't control yourself. That's not for the people who weren't talking. It's just 2 minutes. Just everybody go.
That's something that you kind of outline. That doesn't make sense.
Absolutely.
Because to teach them right is to heal them.
Fact.
The pimp not healing the women.
No.
He's profiting off them.
Absolutely.
The preacher not healing the women.
He's profiting off them.
And that energy exchange is what makes
why they dropping the money off.
That's the money. That's what makes the pimp money. You got a large harem, it's because you are absorbing that energy.
And you have to maintain your masculinity. And you maintain your masculinity by not having conjugal with it. See, the pimp loses it. See, I told you this before, because I know about that game. True pimps don't have sex with their women. That's what they put in the movies and in books that make you think, oh, he pimping and he laying up with the women. No, a true pimp will not have sex with his women because it throws off the interaction between him and her. Because when you have sex with a woman, there's oxytocin release, there's dopamine release. This woman get attached to you, and now you're interacting with this woman as if that's your old lady, and that's gonna mess with the money.
And you know what? That's so true because when you talk about it like that, that'll blow my head over head off my body. Because not only are it's majority women,
Facts.
that not only are we giving all our money, we giving our time, we giving our talent. So
Everything.
if I'm an accountant on my job, I bring that for free to the church. So if I can sing, I bring my voice to the church. If I can count money, if I'm working for whatever it is, I know what I do to make money in the live my life.
The marketing, the volunteering,
I'm talking about the
everything.
volunteering. I'm talking about that. That's good.
And the thing is the preacher can maintain his power in that environment when he not having sex with them women. Everything goes downhill when he. I ain't gonna say you. No.
Hey, look, y'all.
And then we all I was standing up like, dang,
Well, no. What he's saying is he's not. Get it. No, what he's saying is he's not saying the preacher is a pimp per se. He's saying. I mean, but no, he's mainly talking about the similarities of when you in that type of position of power, having control over your will and not have sex with the women, because when you do that, you're going to destroy everything. Because everything she just said, if them women in there doing that and he start having sex with them women, that woman gonna be mad because this other woman want that same attention from this preacher too. Now he start having sex with her.
Lady used to be so like with the women, it's like the husband was the preacher, but the first lady always kept her distance from all of the other women that was serving him.
Because effectively, in the comparison to the pimp game, the first lady is the bottom chick.
Because she the one that been riding with him, and she get all the benefits.
And she get all the benefits. Because the bottom chick is the only one the pimp would actually be sleeping with.
I understand what you're saying. It's about the work, but you still got. If you don't get that part, you have to. That's what you were saying. I'm sorry, y'all. I didn't take over. But that's what you were saying yesterday when the word was talking about how we whore. For free.
For free.
For free. We ain't get nothing.
You ain't get nothing out of it.
I'm sorry.
You ain't get nothing out of it.
For free, we ain't get nothing out of it.
Ain't nobody even come looking for you.
But it's a blessing that I'm free. So it's not from
But no, I get it because it's just something clicking in your brain.
You really understand how the word pertaining to me.
Right.
I have to understand that part of it.
No, facts.
I have to take this part. Even though I was blinded, I was so
Well, I mean, I ain't gonna say you were blinded per se. A person can only operate from the position of the information that they have at any given time.
But I was blind, but now I see. That's right. I understand that part, but y'all just kind of blow.
Yeah, because the main reason why I mentioned that is the aspect of having self-control over your loins. Because it's one thing that I know that most men do. And that's why I shared that when Yasha shared it with LL, was talking about that. Just because you see an attractive woman don't mean you have to have her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And dudes mess that up because you laying with too many people. You ain't really need to fool with that woman like that. You know what I'm saying? But he just more so aspect of, well, at least the main underlying point theme what bro was talking about when he was talking about that is a man is at his peak masculinity when he got control over his loins.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And most men don't operate at that peak masculinity. And truthfully, which is why this stupid hoe said what she was saying, don't worry about it. No, she don't. This is a one day. She gave a lot, so you got to get a lot. Listen. No, listen. No, I mentioned this I said that for a reason because I just threw a jab for the underlying thing. The average woman think that every man is going to have sex with every woman they see. The average woman can't even fathom that there's men out here who will turn sex down, or there's men out here who don't chase it. So they'll automatically assume, especially say in my position, that you automatically just smashing women and chasing women, because this is how most people think. You know what I'm saying? And they'll figure like this here, like not even knowing every woman here is married and been married. So to do that, you got to be a special type of maggot. You know what I'm talking about? Use a special type of maggot. You know what I'm saying? Like use a special type of maggot. Like no way around that. Because we know that book say a man who do that, he lack understanding and he worthy of death. You know what I'm saying? Then on top of that, just because the average woman just believes that every man is motivated by sex.
Yeah, the one that got the perverted, the women that got that perverted.
Well, it's not even that, because most women don't come in contact with a man. So they believe that every man is ruled by his desire for conjugals.
Yeah, I get you.
Women can't even fathom. Like I say, man, I told man, girl, hey baby, you don't look that good, and I don't want to have sex with you that bad. Women ain't used to hearing that because every man who entertain them is trying to have sex with them. Right. So a lot of women don't know what to do if a man ain't trying to have sex with you. So they either think you gay or she ugly. Now she feel bad about herself because she think you ugly because you don't want to have sex with her. So to make herself feel better, oh, he got to be gay. No, I just don't want to have sex with you, baby. Have sex with you, and then what? What I get out of that? I don't get nothing out of that. Because if I already know that you'll give it to me, I already know I got you. So I ain't got to be pressed for that. Because any man know, if you really understand, you shouldn't be asking for conjugals. If she don't give you conjugals, she don't like you like that. So I'm not asking for no conjugals. I ain't chasing no conjugals, because before I got in the word, I was trying to get some money. So when I got in the word, now I'm trying to get some money. But this money is the one money that lead to everlasting life or the riches of faith. I ain't got no time to be losing that, chasing after no women.
That's right, man.
You know what I'm saying?
This is real teaching.
But if people don't understand that, because the same way that dudes, you worry about chasing women to get you some money. I done told y'all this before. I'm going to tell you this again. 16 years old, 1995 or 1996. Tightwad, my homeboy O'Hara, Uncle Tightwad came to us. It was me, O'Hara, and his brother UC. And he like, hey, man, get your money, man. Them hoes going to come. He said, but when they come, make sure you pick the right one. So he already telling us what the game is. If you get money, the women will come to you. And then you got to make sure that you pick the right woman for you. You ain't supposed to be worrying about going to get no woman. Let them, and see, and that's one of the tenets of pimping. You don't do the choosing, you let them choose. See, if you always hollering at women, you doing the choosing. Instead of letting them choose. Because see, if she choose, that means she like you. And if she like you, she going to be down with you. And if she going to be down with you, she on your team. And if she on your team, she going to do everything in her power for you to win.
Even like, just I came out the church, like my granddad had his own church outside of the sex. I can say it was a lot of men. Like, he had deacons. He had deacons. It wasn't like it was a bunch of women. So it was men in between them. A lot of men that I saw. You know what I'm saying? And outside of the having control of your loins part, it's more so just moving in the integrity of the men. Right. Men was willing to follow him and actually bring their resources the same way, and their talent, their service, they were willing to bring that to that man based on his integrity. You know what I'm saying? So as long as he held his integrity and not acting
out of pocket,
they were willing to do whatever this man told them to do. And then the women following after the men, and it's like a real structure, a hierarchy. Because
that's how it's supposed to be. Because it's supposed to be, effectively, it's supposed to be a bunch of families. It's not really supposed to be a bunch of single people. It ain't really supposed to be no situation where he can lay with women at the tabernacle door like Eli's sons was doing, because these women got husbands. You know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, what we have in this particular society is you have assemblies that are full of single people.
And a lot of married women, but their
husbands at home, and now the husband,
niggas not coming because they see the pastor flaw.
Yeah, the man's not coming for whatever reason.
No, I'm gonna tell you the reason. Because when they come there with their wives the first time, and they hear the pastor, and they see the strategy of the pimping, I'll say, they don't want no part of it.
That's a fact.
And then they try to tell their wives what they see, and their wives take it like, because the thing about this is, I'm not generalizing everything, I just talk about my experience.
Right.
It's like, it was a time that when I said no to the pastor, I was saying no to God. So the lines get blurred when you steady come because you being indoctrinated with this word. Right. So by the time your husband or your significant other come and they hear the preaching and they see what's going on, they try to tell their wives about it, but their wives don't believe it. And it's more like you coming against God. You stopping me from serving God. I'm trying to be obedient to God, and you're blocking me from so it becomes this tug of war. Well, I'm gonna listen more to what the pastor say than my own husband.
Right.
So that's
what and that do happen. And that do happens because a lot of women end up idolizing their pastor more than their husband. And that's how they end up smashing. So hold on, because I missed what Crystal asked. She said if you're having discussions with your children about abstaining from conjugals before marriage and they still want to do it anyway, is it wrong to teach them about protecting from pregnancy and disease? I'm going to tell you what it is. If they're underage, you will get the hell out of my house. Because the only person in here doing some hunching is me and your mom. Because if you're grown enough to have conjugals, you're grown enough to go pay your own rent. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you grown and you out my house, ain't nothing I can tell you. Because if you ain't in my house, I can't tell you nothing. So if you having sex, you having sex. Hey, all I can tell you, don't get AIDS. You know what I'm saying? But if you living under my roof and I find out somebody been busting up your back or you swinging some wee-wee, you getting out my house. I'm talking about out. I mean that, boy. I'm talking about, boy, especially if I come home and I catch you in it, boy, the only person in here getting butt naked is me and your mom. No. Yeah, that's all I can tell you. Because if they legally grown and they can move out your house, you can't do nothing about it. And that's something that everybody in here gonna have to accept. If your children become an adult and they decide to go the opposite, ain't nothing you can do. They out your house. But while you in my house, you lying to me. I know you lying. Who? I wouldn't care. My son getting out, my daughter getting out, mother, everybody getting out. And me and your mama can walk around here butt naked freely because none of you niggas in there. Yeah, you getting out. You can't live here and do that. Because if you grown enough to cock your legs up and pull your wee-wee out, you grown enough to take care of yourself. That's adult activities.
So you hope you got a good plan for you.
You gotta have a good plan for yourself. Because you got to go. You got to go. Yeah, that's adult activity. You got to go. Yeah, you got to get out. Because, a lot of people get it in your mind, oh, that's my boy. I had a conversation when I first got the word. Of course, I ain't had no kids. This is me, my homeboy, two of my homeboys, Big D and Fat Boy. And we talking about that. And my homeboy Booty was out there. And he like, well, shoot, boy, boy, you had your son. You're going to be like, yeah, boy, he doing this here. And Fat Boy was like, come on, man. You know that man ain't going to do that because he don't live like that. You know what I'm saying? So he already knowing I'm not going to celebrate if I had a son who did that because I ain't live like that before the word. But see, that's something that people don't think. I went home for the word, man. I'd rather have a chick who on my team to be around here running around hitting everybody. What that's going to do for you? But once you have sex with this woman, you want this woman to go. And I ain't got no time to be pouring energy in women I don't even want around me. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I knew a few chicks let it be known. She tell me that all the time. She got to be on your team. You know what I'm saying? You got to fool with a woman who this, that. What? But dudes don't do that because you chasing the woman you like and not the woman who like you. See, I learned that from watching Family Matters. See, Earth was supposed to win with Myra, and Myra looked better. But you chasing a woman who don't like you. Man, Myra probably would have killed a nigga and hid the body for that. No, what I'm talking about? That's what I need. I need somebody who's gonna kill a nigga and hide the body. My old lady might hide the body, she ain't kill me. She ain't kill me. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? It just gives you a shift. So when you look at that, it's fourth is when you look at Yahushua now. He don't want just anybody. He want a woman who's gonna be on his team. He want people who's gonna be on his team. You know what I'm talking about? But we'll start right there for now, man. Hallelujah for Yahushua the word. Oh, yo, hold on. Hey, where y'all going?
Yeah, I got you. Thank you.
So check this out. Y'all willing? Tomorrow, we're going to look at 2 Chronicles 31. And we're going to mention some of the things we were talking about last night. And it's going to go back to certain fundamental structures of the economic system as it pertains to the priests and the people as a whole. Because we were supposed to do that tonight. But my mind was on what we were talking about with the life coming out of death. Yahuwah Brew, you know what I'm saying? And how that looked like. Because, you know, before we got on here, we was mentioning that. That's really why I was jugging at this chick, man, and poking out for the heck of it. Because she put on here, oh, y'all 501c3. For the record, we 501c nothing. We're not a legal entity anyway. You know what I'm saying? We're not an LLC. We're not a corporation. We're not nothing. No, I mean, she's mentioning that because Pastor Wright let us use his building. You know what I'm saying? So that's an assumption. Now, we've had these conversations before. I'm mentioning that for the brothers who online. Hey, I got it because I can't over talk all that. Hey, man, hey. So, we talked about this before. If we ever moved to purchasing assets, one, it would take complete participation from everybody financially because one person can't carry that burden. And then two, we would have to sit down and decide what legal corporate structure we would want to use. Now, I just mentioned that before we got on here. I have never had a desire to be 501c3 not because of none of the stuff that people randomly talk about, but because of how basically effectively we would be in business. And I'm not in business. You know what I'm saying? No, never have. I've said this. Yeah, I've said this on camera for years. I have no desire. I would rather set up a structure and we pay taxes than be in business. You know what I'm saying? Because see what happens is what people believe that you can't teach certain things. What happens is you sacrifice the word to keep the business going. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, now you watering down this, leaving this out. Because if you don't, the money don't come in. Right. And then that ends up, and then that's where you end up having, like I say in Micah, you teaching for hire. And now you greed for filthy lucre. That's where that come in at. And we're not doing that. Now, well, let me just say this here. While I'm alive, we're not doing it. Yeah. Well, it's not even that the devil being patient. That individual was already like that. See, you don't get like that overnight. You was already like that. You just didn't have the opportunity. Once the opportunity presents itself, because I don't believe that money changes anybody, it just reveals more of who you already are. Because being in the street, I ain't seen money change nobody. That nigga was already like that. He just didn't have the opportunity to do it because he was broke. You know what I'm talking about? When that nigga got some money, listen, I knew a lot of dudes, boy, drives a cement truck. That boy got some money, hit everything moving. That's what he always wanted to do. He wasn't no wholesome, moral dude that didn't want to hold around. He was broke. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? If you was already hitting it when you were broke, the money ain't gonna change it. But if you wasn't hitting nothing, but you was in the house going blind, well, you get that money, boy, he hit everything. You know what I'm talking about? That's why the boy end up with AIDS, man. You know what I'm talking about? That's cement truck dry. You think that's what you think that, but that ain't moisture. That's quick dry. You know what I'm saying?
That made me think about it. That's why I say, even if you're full, if your son, however it is, that's how it is.
That's how they is.
He's born in the money and he's a horn dog.
And nothing you can do about it.
And you give him the money, that's what he's gonna do.
And we'll get to that because like I said, I mentioned that because that's what I meant when you talking about, you said a culture. Before you start doing anything, a culture has to be established. So put it this way, because I learned this from sports. You take the Jaguars after Jimmy Smith and all them left. That was a losing culture. No, listen, this is what I'm saying now. The only way you can change it to a winning culture is you have to get rid of all of those players who have that losing mentality. And the reason how that losing culture was established because the people in leadership created it and then allowed it to foster. So if you set a particular culture from the beginning, then you only want players, ideally, who fit that culture. So if you create a bad culture from the jump street, it ruins the organization, and then therefore you're gonna have to get rid of everybody to be able to correct it.
Yeah. That's like a job. That's like running a business and everything. I think he's playing better than the function. The player that feel like because he's so good, he should get accepted. He's gonna force him.
Listen, this is why the Patriots won for so long, because Belichick didn't treat Brady different than the rest of them. He dressed him down. And this is why, even though people only talk about Russell Wilson because he was married to Sierra. But people didn't like Russell Wilson as far as his players was concerned before he married her, because he separated himself from his teammates. So when you separate yourself from your teammates and you seen as the head of the team, because the quarterback's the head of the team whether you want to be or not. You know what I'm talking about? That sets a bad culture to where, hey man, niggas don't fool with you. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when it comes with infighting and individuals are not willing to do X, Y, Z for you. Listen, bro, I have not heard any player have anything bad to say about Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Nothing. And you know why? Because everything them boys would do, he would do. But all that come from not Tom Brady, but from Bill Belichick setting a particular culture. You know what I'm saying?
Russell Wilson went to he had his own office. He stopped all that. He put all trying to take something.
Say no, we can't do that.
Oh, no.
Can't do that. But when you set a particular culture from the beginning, then it allows everyone who come in the organization to know this is what we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So like when you look in the word, the culture of the word is it's communal. Everybody participates. But I told you this before, when you look in the church, because I talked to Trey about this before, they believe everything's supposed to fall on the pastor. But the word don't teach that. One man, because what did Jethro tell Moses? You can't carry all this, it'll destroy you. It'll destroy you. You know what I'm saying? But we don't be considering that until you're in the midst of being destroyed. I'm only going for people.
I'm just letting you know. It's kind of silly. Niggas make sure that the preacher focuses.
As it should be. Because remember, like what Peter said, you think we got time to wait tables?
They let that be known.
Yeah,
he shouldn't be doing this, he shouldn't be doing that. They move to what he got at least amount of.
Oh, yeah, let me get on off here, man. We're gonna sit back and eat, y'all willing, man. We'll be back tomorrow, 7 o'clock. Make it do what it do. We're doing 7 this year instead of 7:30, so we can just be out of here a tad bit earlier. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you, I ain't even realize it. Oh yeah, I won't have a day off till Sunday, so yeah, you know what it is. Peace, brother Nate. Tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. Now Wednesday, I will say we will do 7:30 just not to throw nobody off because you're used to it. You know what I'm saying? And Thursday, Friday, I guess. Well, I'll say that okay. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all. Bless y'all the house of Elohim in the name of Yahushua. Hallelujah for Yahushua and the word. Y'all willing, man, we be back tomorrow. Yeah, I can get Friday anyway.